So, introduction. There are two types of moods. One is mania, and the other is depression. So, mania is often characterized by intense and unrealistic feelings of excitement and euphoria. And under depression, it involves feelings of extraordinary sadness and dejection. Just So if we see on a mood continuum, if normal mood is in the middle, mania is on the extreme side, and depression is on the lower side. So basically, any kind of depression, whatever terms are currently using, all these terms basically they come under the section called mood or affective disorders. So it is very important. Yeah, you have a question?
Ma'am, what is euphoria?
Euphoria is like it's kind of the last level of happiness. Ecstasy, euphoria, that those are extreme forms of happiness where the person is extremely happy. Okay, these are like terms to describe emotion. Okay. Okay. So there are important. Okay. So first of all, we must. So there are many different ways in which mood disorders, are differentiated. So the first is on the basis of severity. So the number of dysfunctions that is experienced and the relative degree of impairment evidenced in those areas. So this is what severity means. There is number of dysfunctions experienced in one certain period of time and the relative degree of impairment. Next is we can also differentiate mood disorders on the basis of duration. That is whether the disorder is acute, chronic, or intermittent. So acute means it is happening for one certain period of time, and it's like on an extreme level. Chronic is something which is going on and on and on for a considerable period of time. Intermittent is something which is like relatively normal functioning between episodes of the disorder. Okay, so this is see, these are the clinical features uh, of depression according to ICD 10, right? So we always call it a depressive episode, remember? Okay, so diagnosis of a depressive episode as per ICD 10 is as follows. That is, in ICD 10, depressive episode falls under the section mood affective disorders, that is from F30 to F39, and the symptoms needed to meet the criteria for depressive episode, that is F32 in ICD 10R. So there are two sections. Okay, one is A, which includes depressed mood, loss of interest and enjoyment, reduced energy, and decreased activity. These three are the classic symptoms of depression. All these three symptoms, these are the classic symptoms of depression. Next, we find there is another section, which is section B. In section B, you will find these are the following symptoms which have been mentioned. That is reduced concentration, reduced self-esteem and confidence, ideas of guilt and unworthiness, pessimistic thoughts, ideas of self-harm, disturbed sleep, diminished appetite. So ICD has this provision of dividing this depressive episode into either mild, moderate, or severe. So what is a mild depressive episode? So it must have at least two from A and at least two from B. So at least two from A and two from B, if it's having, then it's mild. For moderate, at least two of A and at least three of B, then we call it a moderate depressive episode. Severe, there is all three of A and at least four of B. Only then it's going to be a severe depressive episode. This is a very common thing in India. That is, in some cultural contexts, some people may express their mood changes more readily in the form of bodily symptoms, and you cannot confuse this with conversion or somatoform. Just like I was telling, there was a hierarchy. There is a hierarchy. Last week, I was telling you there is a hierarchy. If somebody fits for the criteria of depression and anxiety, we are going to treat depression first. So similarly, so as of now in ICD 10, anxiety, like bodily symptoms like somatoform, conversion, all these again come under anxiety disorders. And so whenever a person, like usually when I was posted in government hospitals, people used to come from like very interior villages. So they would always say ki, I have body aches, I have pains in my body, and it is only on probing further we ask ki, so how is your sleep, and then the person will say ki, my sleep is disturbed. Otherwise, if you let the person speak, the person will keep on elaborating about how severe his body pain is at different parts of the body. But remember, since it was a government hospital, we kind of understood that this person has been to the general physician, and it is only after then that the general physician has sent him to the psychiatrist. So in that way, it was kind of pretty sure that the general physician assumes that this is a psychological problem. But patients would, and in Indian context, patients would generally refer in this particular manner. I have aches all over my body, I kind of have intermittent fever. But then it's when you probe, how is your sleep, how is your appetite, you're going to understand. The person will say, no, disturbed sleep, I cannot sleep. No, I don't feel like eating. How is your energy? Very decreased energy, I don't feel like doing work. So then when you kind of understand that this is depression. And remember, severity of symptoms and degree of functional impairment, they also guide classification. Okay, just a minute. Yeah. So,
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, even if the patient is diagnosed with mild depression and has physical symptoms, still the depression will be treated first.
Like, provided that the person does not have any other physical comorbidity. Okay?
Yes,
like, provided it's proven, has undergone all types of diagnostic tests, and it is kind of proven he does not have any problem in other physical areas, and he's complaining of physical pain, but he's also falling under mild depressive category, like he's kind of satisfying all the mild depressive symptom category, so then it's depression. So like with the antidepressant medications, his body aches are going to kind of reduce. So there would be especially in mild depression, there is a drastic change. They feel it's like a magic medication, like they have the medication and the body ache goes. And for people with who do not really have consider mental health, or have a stigma, or people who do not really understand this is a psychological phenomena, often general physicians prescribe antidepressants, and these patients tend to keep going back to that general physician. They believe this general physician is the only one who has understood my pain, so he can cure it. But he doesn't know the medication which is actually he's taking, it's an antidepressant. So this is the scenario, very common scenario in India.